All right, it's freaking hot out here, like 90-something degrees. I don't even know why I'm out here doing this. Anyways, I wanted to make this video to show you guys that with one stick climbing, you can climb pretty much whatever tree that you want. These are all timed. I just wanted to give you a good idea of how long it will take me to get up to, you know, around 15 feet. I've gone up a lot higher, but I try not to now because I've made some bad shots on deer because of shot angles and stuff. So around 15 to 20 feet is probably about where I'd like to end up. This first tree, it's kind of the epitome of the trees that I like to shoot for when I'm looking for a tree. Number one, I need to be able to reach my hands around the tree right at the ground level and be able to touch my fingers. With one stick climbing, you don't want to do the whole toss the rope around and catch it on the other side. It can just get you in a bad situation. So I always pick relatively medium diameter trees to climb. The only difference between one stick climbing really and climbing with multiple sticks is that you're going to have to hang from your tether while you reach down, grab your stick, and then put it up above you and then continue climbing. And then obviously the descent, which I rappel down, which takes that whole aspect of the equation out. I don't think I would one stick climb if I was not rappelling. I tried one stick climbing and also coming down with one stick, and it was just way too much of a hassle, too much moving your tether up and down, just an absolute pain in the butt. So I'm lazy, and not gonna lie, if one sticking was hard, I wouldn't do it. I'm really just like sitting a lot of the time and then climbing, sit, climb, sit, climb. So I'm not expending any extra energy. If it was super duper hard to do this, I would not be doing it. I'll just go out and tell you that, because I'm not at all going to sacrifice the experience of my hunt just because I want to be carrying in a few less sticks. Like I'm not gonna do that. Also, I'm gonna save energy and do less things any chance I get. So like the rappelling down aspect, not having to climb back down your tree, you only have to get up. Once you're up, and then you just rappel down. If you're on a leaning tree, you know, a lot of times gravity's gonna pull you and you're not gonna be able to walk back down that tree, or you're gonna end up swinging off to the side of it, and you're just gonna have to rappel, you know, right down in the air essentially. But you can do it so easily, it's really not that bad. The second tree that I decided to climb was kind of just a nasty tree. And I find myself climbing these a lot when I'm whitetail hunting. You'll find little sapling trees or little trees with different splits on them, where sometimes I'll have to be on the trunk of one tree and then tether over to the next trunk beside it, move my stick to that trunk, keep going. You're going around a lot of limbs. A lot of times the tree's on a pretty steep angle when you start climbing. One thing you gotta be careful about when you're climbing a tree with a steep angle on it is that when you put your foot in that bottom step of your aider, your foot is going to want to go directly, you know, straight down off of your bottom step. So gravity is going to want to take over, and you have to be very careful. If you have your foot kind of with your toe pointed into the tree, but you're not, you know, you're fighting gravity, chances are when you put weight on that, your foot's going to slip out from under you, and it could be a bad situation. Always climb on the top side of the lean, and always put your toe into the trunk. Don't ever try to put the side of your foot in. You learn a lot of that stuff as you go. Now I do put some limitations on the trees that I'm looking for. I try to climb smooth bark trees because I want to have a silent climb, and whenever I climb trees that have loud, noisy, cracking bark, I just feel like that's just a giant headache. You always want to be very careful where you attach your rappel rope and how you plan on pulling that rappel rope out of the tree. It's very easy to get it snagged or put yourself in a situation where it's hard to get it out, like right now. See what I did there? Right there is where my rope is around the tree. But then when I rappelled out, I went around this limb here, which created an extra pivot point, which can cause friction. So that's why I was having a hard time pulling it out, because I was trying to pull it around that limb and then down. Would have been much better if I would have just gone straight down off the tree and then pulled the rope in a straight line. Anytime this happens, you're gonna get snagged up and have issues. Now this last tree is just got a bunch of junk on it, a whole bunch of little dead limbs coming off of it, and it's got a slight lean. Now essentially, because of all these little dead limbs, that means that I can't do the whole classic climb up and then slide your tether. I can't do any tether sliding. I actually have to unclip my tether to move it up. So whenever I do that, I'm gonna take the rope, my rappel rope, AKA my lineman's rope, and I'm gonna tie in, and then I'm gonna unclip my tether, move my tether up, undo my lineman's rope, and continue the climb. At no point am I going to be not attached to the tree. I sacrificed safety for years using tree stands, and I realized just how unsafe it is, and I'm trying to be much better at that now that I'm saddle hunting. Now you notice when I go to rappel down, gravity takes over, and usually you never want to try to fight gravity. I know it looks cool to kind of walk back down that tree, but if you do climb a tree that's on somewhat of an angle and you don't think that you can walk back down that tree without, you know, having gravity pull you off the side, just don't even fight it. Just go ahead and rappel off the side, hanging, and just drop down real slow until you hit the ground. Hopefully through this video, you've been able to see that you can climb trees with limbs. In fact, almost every single tree that I climb has limbs on it. I never am able to find just this perfect tree in the woods, because I'm not looking for a perfect tree to climb as much as I'm looking for the perfect tree in the right spot. Thanks for watching. If you guys like this video, comment below, give me a thumbs up, let me know what you think. I've got an absolute ton more content coming your way this fall, and I'm trying to be more consistent on making videos that revolve around hunting Michigan, hunting pressured whitetails, just getting it done in tough situations, which I think is where a lot of us here in Michigan are at. Peace out.